Hello everyone and welcome to Sandy Springs FC TV episode 5. We're getting to the critical games of the season in the league and the Parent Cup, and we have highlights of all the action. Additionally, we have more behind the scenes content with club players and staff and beautiful match photography from Images Frozen in Time Photography. So sit back and enjoy another episode of Sandy Springs FC TV.
Our first match review of this episode is the critical home game against league leaders Atlanta Juniors 2 at Dunwoody Springs Ground. At this stage of the season, only a victory against Juniors will give the Eagles any hope of a league title chance, with only 2 makeup games and 6 points to make up on the Juniors. For Juniors, an 0-2 start to the season was initially replaced by a 13-game win streak, becoming the most informed team in the league. Sandy Springs, on the other hand, has had an up and down season, but recent results have been good, and they still entertained a long shot at a league title given the right combination of results in other competitions. This was setting up to be a marquee league matchup of the season. The match started out with good pace, with Sandy Springs first with the threat on goal. Taking advantage of the early control in midfield, attacking midfielder Gerard Eklu found space to take the first shot in the match, signaling the attacking nature of Sandy Springs on the day. Moments later, Juniors made their own move forward to get a shot on goal that needed intervention by Springs Cavillo in goal. It was end-to-end action, and on this occasion, Springs forward Rory Pratt gets a half chance when he found space at the top of the arch. The first breakthrough, however, in the match would belong to Atlanta Juniors 2 when an expertly executed through ball split the Springs defenders, where the attacker slotted past Cavillo in goal for the 1-0 lead to Juniors. It showed the experience of Juniors, who had soaked up so much pressure in the early going, but managed to hit on the counter here to get the go-ahead score. The replay shows that the Springs defenders were a bit out of place as Juniors took full advantage to get the first goal of the game with expert execution past Cavillo. Play continued, and Cavillo was called upon again as he prevented Juniors from increasing the lead early in the second half with a great save. Shortly afterwards, Sandy Springs FC won a free kick just outside the area, and Brian Martinez stepped up to expertly execute for the equalizer and the turning point in the match. A replay illustrates Martinez's versatility, who this time chose to go hard and low with his shot to score on the free kick. Moments later, Sandy Springs would go into the lead through good approach play by Gerard Eklu and Brian Martinez before Rory Pratt plays off of Pedro Leal and gets wide to slot in Metsantika Mokotsana, who would coolly finish for the 2-1 lead to Sandy Springs. It was a vital move forward that brought Sandy Springs to the advantage in the game. A replay shows the composed nature of both Pratt and Mokotsana, who worked well off of Leal to together put away the good go-ahead score.
Nicely done. That's what we should have done.
Encouraged by the second goal, Springs were now pouring wave after wave of attack forward, and here Leal gets a good shot saved by the Juniors keeper, who was in form as well. Pratt, who has been so important in the build-up play all day, himself narrowly misses a bit later in the half, but Springs were in the mood now.
Quickly.
As time was running out on Juniors, their keeper came forward to add more bite and attack for a late corner, but the Springs defense was able to absorb the attack, and Cavillo managed to put in the long clearance, and Martinez was first to the ball as he beat first the deep defender, then the retreating goalkeeper to loop in the third and final goal of the match. You could tell by the celebrations what this goal meant to the Sandy Springs players, as they knew how important this result would be. In the replay, you can see how close the challenge was to the shot that Martinez was able to get through. It was now 3-1 with very little time for Juniors to get anything out of the match. And in fact, just minutes later, the referee would blow for full time, and Sandy Springs FC had a critical victory over league rivals Atlanta Juniors 2 by the score of 3-1. Even with the defeat, Atlanta's juniors would retain the advantage in the league race, still with a 3-point advantage with 2 games remaining. Sandy Springs would need maximum points from the final 2 games if they entertain any hopes of either a promotion place or league title. After the morale-boosting result against D2 league leaders Atlanta Juniors 2, there was still the matter of the semi-final stage of the Parent Cup for Sandy Springs FC. They would face D1 league leaders Wings Premier. Wings Premier bring a very experienced squad, including standout Ramiro Canavas, to compete for yet another Parent Cup final appearance. Sandy Springs finds themselves in their first ever Parent Cup semifinals in their young history, but come into this game with a depleted squad through injuries and suspension and otherwise. So depleted was this Sandy Springs squad that forward Joey Cochran was pressed into service as emergency goalkeeper. Wings Premier looked to be firm favorites in the game where they have the lion's share of experience. Sandy Springs' superior early possession was rewarded when Mokatsana expertly turned his defender the wrong way and moved in to strike home the opener. Sandy Springs had the all-important 1-0 lead within the first 15 minutes. The replay shows the coolness in which Mokatsana dispatched the goal, as he made no mistake with the low, hard shot. This was a vital early advantage for Sandy Springs in a game that Wings were yet to get started in. Sandy Springs kept up the pressure through seasoned standout player Brian Martinez, who twice came close to increasing the Springs lead, first with a low hard shot saved by the keeper. Then Martinez got loose on the left wing to put in a shot just over the bar. But Wings Premier are an experienced team, and they kept up their composure to score a vital goal right near the stroke of halftime, when they caught Sandy Springs napping at the far post to slide in off the post to equalize going into the half. The score created a new game, and the early dominance of Sandy Springs was now wiped away. A replay shows the Wings attacker getting in behind the Sandy Springs back line unmarked, making it easy for him to pick his spot unopposed for the equalizer. Later, as Wings continued to improve, emergency keeper Joey Cochran stepped up on a number of occasions to keep the game level. Here, a diving effort to deny another Wings chance. But the Sandy Springs brave resistance would falter in the final 10 minutes of play when Mokatsana put through his own goal after a mix-up with Cochran in goal. Wings now led 2-1 very late in the semifinal match, but Sandy Springs still had a chance to get something out of it. The best chance came in the final minute of normal time when Martinez couldn't quite get enough on the deep cross and his shot went harmlessly wide of the mark. The final whistle would blow shortly after, and Sandy Springs found themselves eliminated from the Parent Cup semifinals. Wings Premier had come away with a good victory 2-1 against Sandy Springs. Joey Cochran and Metsantika Mokatsana had thoughts in training the week after the match.
So we have Joey Cochran here talking to us at Sandy Springs FC. We just had the Parent Cup semifinals, first time ever the club has ever been at that level. You came to that game on Sunday prepared to play in the field, but can you kind of tell us what you were confronted with and what you ended up doing in the game?
Well, I was already running late, and I got there about 5 till unprofessionally, and I got told I was stepping in as goalie.
Yeah, so what was your reaction to that? Did you think that Coach Bruin was joking, or? No,
I knew he was serious because we talked about it before. We had to. Right. I knew we were down a good amount of men, so it was a little nerve-wracking, but I knew I had to.
Yeah, and we already knew Sergio Cavillo, he was out because of suspension.
Yep.
Pedro Leal was unavailable on a coaching assignment. And we had another goalkeeper in mind, but he wasn't able to make it on the day, so it fell to you. So going into the game, how tough was it to adjust your way of thinking to, I'm going to be goalkeeper? That's quite different than being up front as a forward.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to adjust just adjust. You just kind of had to get in there and, just give it your best.
Right.
And, not get too worried about it, and just do your best with what came at you.
Yeah. Well, on balance of the day, you did really well.
Thank you.
Every chance to win the game for the club, you had some very, very vital saves. There was just that last goal that Wings got, kind of an on goal by us. Can you take us through that? What happened?
An on goal?
Yeah.
I think the ball was crossed in and they headed it, and it was coming back across goal slowly. And, little miscommunication between me and Santi, and I don't remember speaking. I might have said keep, but I might have said it late or too low. He didn't hear me. And, yeah, I guess, he kind of hesitated because he saw me in the back. I guess maybe he hesitated, and it ruined his concentration. Put it right next to me, but it happens.
Yeah,
it happens to everyone.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. And on balance of the day, too, we didn't have substitutes for that match. And how much do you think that affected us, the fatigue factor maybe late in the game?
I think we win that game if we have subs and a goalie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I honestly think we win that game because we were all over them.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah, you led early,
Yep.
gave up a goal right before halftime, but really played them even. And when you consider that they're a D1 team.
Yeah, and they had 3 or 4 subs. It was extremely uneven.
Right. So
the get-go.
So final question for you: do you think you can take anything positive from the defeat?
Absolutely. When things don't roll your way, sometimes the unexpected hits you, and you just got to go with it.
Yeah.
And whatever's best for the team, you always do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us, and good luck for the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. All right. We have Santika Mokotsana.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
With us today. Very well. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Great. Well, we had a really interesting game this past Sunday. This is the Parent Cup semifinal. It's the furthest that we've ever gone as a club. Put in a good shift. What are your first thoughts from that game?
My first thoughts of the game are really basically that we've played a really great game. It was really good. Intensity was good. I think the most thing that I take out is that we were attacking. We came out attacking instead of just sitting back and defending like we usually do. And we showed that we can take on a Division I team,
Right.
And they're #1 in the division. So we were first to score, and I think if we had all our players, all subs and actual goalie, we would have beat them. There's no doubt in my head that we would have beat them, but
right. And how much of a factor? I mean, you say you think you would have beat them with the subs there. How much of a factor did that play in the game, particularly later on, with no subs and you had a forward playing goalkeeper?
Well, just like any team or any person in general, fatigue hits after a while. Fatigue hits, especially if you don't have a sub. Once you get fatigued physically, mentally you start deteriorating, and that's what happened. We just kind of started slowly getting fatigued. Once we got fatigued, it was easier for them to expose us because we were trying to go for the killer goal, and that left us exposed. We didn't look out for the open spaces and stuff like that, so it gave them a chance to do counterattacks and be able to possess the ball in certain places that we didn't want them to. So I think the fact that we didn't have that subs to help us manage ourselves so we could be mentally focused on the game, that's what kind of hurt us.
Right.
Running wise, we could have kept up with them, but we were asking our body a lot, and that shut down our brains. So I think with the help of subs, it would have been a lot different. We would have been mentally focused, and people would have been able to come out and get refreshed and go back in. So and also having a striker as goalie, we could have used him as a forward. He could have been there pivotal, score some goals. But as a goalie, was he good? Absolutely, he did amazing in goal. You would have never thought that he was a striker. He did some phenomenal saves, and he came clutch for us. And I have nothing but praise for him because he stepped up and he took the job and he made it look easy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a good performance. It came up a little bit short, but good luck for the next couple of games, and I look forward to seeing you out there again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Sandy Springs FC TV. We'll have more for you in our next episode as this exciting season continues. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to contact us by sending a message to info@sandyspringsfc.com. Also, our online magazine is now available for free to our newsletter subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, go to www.sandyspringsfc.com and follow the instruction on the homepage to subscribe to our newsletter. Thank you for watching and see you next time.